Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Faith Children at Home. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about Paul, who is a man that we've probably heard lots about in class. We hear many stories about him in Sunday school. He's the person who gets credit for writing most of the New Testament in our Bibles. The New Testament's the second half of ours. Remember, there's the Old Testament and the New Testament. So Paul wrote most of the letters in that portion of the Bible. And we're going to be learning about him today and the moment that he became a follower of Jesus. And that story takes place in Acts chapter 9, verses 1 through 9. I will be referencing a couple of the verses, but we won't be reading directly out of them today. So you don't need to pull out your Bibles if you don't want to. But those are the verses in case you want to read them after this or another time you'd like to reference them. So, with all that said, let's talk about and recap last week's Faith Children at Home challenge and then this week's challenge from Nolan out in the field. Last week's Faith Children at Home challenge was to make the best beat possible using your hands. Could have used anything in your house, a drum, a bowl, anything. And our winner is your very own musical teacher, Darren. Darren, that beat was very impressive. I actually also made a video this week, so we had 2 submissions from the children's staff. Here's my video. See, you can clearly tell that mine was the better submission. But we both submitted. We're both on the same team anyway. So, but Darren, great video. Be sure, kids, to submit this upcoming Faith Children at Home challenge in order to get back in the game and play against me and Darren in the Faith Children at Home challenge, children versus children staff. So we're going to jump to Nolan out in the field for this upcoming challenge. Nolan? Thanks, Noah. We appreciate all of your hard work in the studio. But yes, this week's upcoming Faith Children at Home challenge is to see who can jump on one foot while tapping their head and rubbing their stomach at the same time. So, and then whoever can jump the highest will be victorious. So, be sure to submit your videos to Noah's email, as he'll probably tell you in just a second. But thanks, Noah, for all your work. And this is Nolan reporting for Faith Children at Home. Thanks, Nolan. We always appreciate your hard work out in the field. And it is a little nicer outside, so I don't know why you need to keep wearing the winter jacket, but that's okay. So, before we start talking about Paul, we need to talk about who Paul was. So Paul was a person who was actively looking for Christians so that he could do harm to them. The word is persecuting. So he was looking for Christians so that he could either harm them, put them in jail, or kill them. Paul was a pretty aggressive person. And people, Christians especially, were very afraid of Paul. And so we're like, no, didn't earlier in this video you say that Paul wrote half of our New Testament Bibles? That is true. And this today is what we're going to talk about, of the moment that Paul started following Jesus and got rid of all of those terrible things that he was doing in order to seek after a better, more fulfilling life under the grace, forgiveness, and beauty that is Jesus Christ. And so Paul was walking on the road to Damascus one day. Damascus is a city. He was walking on the road one day, and all of a sudden this magnificent light started shining down on Paul. And it started speaking to him, and it asked him, "Paul, why are you persecuting me?" And Paul knew this was the voice of God, and it was God speaking to Paul at this moment. And Paul was, as anyone would be, imagine if you're just walking to school and all of a sudden this blinding light from heaven shines down on you and you're just like, oh my gosh, God, what in the world? And God changes the course of your life forever. So it was at that moment where Paul went back to the city he came from and then rested for a couple days, and then after that started his pursuit of following Jesus with everything that he had. And then Paul, after that moment, dedicated his whole life to spreading the gospel of Jesus, to spreading the good news that's inside the Bible, and spreading the good news of Jesus Christ, right? How he died on the cross for our sins, and we believe in him, and then we get to have a relationship with God and enter into the kingdom of heaven once we die. And so, you may be thinking, Noah, I haven't had a crazy experience like Paul. I haven't had this moment where I was walking somewhere and all of a sudden this light shone down upon me. And that's okay. I didn't have an experience like that either, and Pastor Jason didn't have an experience like that either. And if I'm being honest, most people I know haven't had experiences like Paul. And that's okay, because God communicates in many different ways to all of us. Some people are raised up, they grow up learning about who Jesus is. Like many of you guys get to come to Sunday school, you get to learn about Jesus through your parents, or maybe even the school you go to. Paul did not have that. Paul was, however oldish, not that old, when God shone that light on him and told him about Jesus, that Jesus was the right way. We sometimes don't need that. I didn't need that. But God came to me in a really low, really hard point of my life, and he essentially shone his light in my heart to show me that Jesus is what I needed in my life. And I think just like many of you guys are learning to know Jesus each and every day. And some of you have accepted Jesus into your life, and some of you maybe are learning about Jesus for the first time, and that is okay. But know that God is showing himself to you more and more every day, and is going to keep showing himself to you, just like he showed himself to Paul, to you in any moment. And no matter how he does it, or no matter what he does, it might not be this big miraculous thing. It might be, but it could just be these small moments where a friend comes up to you and asks you how you're doing, or you just had a really good day, or you feel something in your heart that makes you feel like you're loved, right? All things that God can do. Your story is equally as awesome and equally as miraculous as Paul's is, and you guys have as much ability to impact the kingdom like Paul did, even if your experience wasn't as crazy as Paul's story. So today we learned that no matter what our experiences is, we can all have as deep of an impact on the kingdom as Paul did, and that we all get to know Jesus in our own way. As we grow up, God can communicate us through many different ways. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and be sure to send your Faith Children Challenge submissions to me at my email in the description below. Have a great day.